Hi, Roland, welcome. And my ambitious goal this month to interview 30 men throughout the month of November, but more commonly known amongst men, mental health, Movember with an M, to share briefly about their experience and how they've overcome any mental health issues that they experienced in their life. So you're the first one, so you're privileged, but you also got a great story to share. So, Roland, thank you for making the time. How are you doing?
I'm doing really well, Gary. Thank you very much. Thank you for inviting me and having me on.
You're more than welcome. So if you could let people know, Roland, where you are in the part of the world and what you do.
Okay, so I am in London, United Kingdom. I'm a life coach. I have a day job too. Yeah.
And briefly, yes, please share about your experience in terms of what caused you to reach out for support 2 years ago, I believe now.
Yeah. So, Gary, I think it's a moment I always look back on. And I'm going to speak bluntly and say that the reason I reached out was because my wife said to me, she can't deal with this anymore. That's the final trigger that sort of made me reach out. Let me tell you a little bit about where I was at. I think that's important because where I was at was I was really successful in many ways. Okay, so success. I had a successful marriage. I had been married to my wife then for I think 12 years, but been together almost 20. We had a little girl, 4 years old. We had a beautiful home, beautiful marriage, and genuinely were happy in ourselves and in our family. I had a good job and I had a lot going for me. So I had a lot of material possessions. Like I said to you, I'm based in the United Kingdom in London, but I had moved from South Africa to London probably a couple of years before that. So that's where I was. And sort of, if anybody had to look at my life and look at my Instagram feed and go back to that time when when I know I reached out for help, you're not going to see the real picture. You're going to see the veritable um, Instagram reel. You'd never know, but actually, I was in my own agony and my own pain. Couldn't get up in the morning to go to work, but also couldn't get out the door fast enough.
Right. To that
And
tension.
there's that tension exactly. So I'll tell you what it was. I felt that I wasn't safe anywhere I was. So if I was at home, I didn't feel safe. Okay. And if I was at work, I didn't feel safe. And I only realized now later, after all these years, right, that actually I wasn't safe with myself. It wasn't about my surroundings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, so I mean, yeah, obviously taken that journey now for over the last couple of years, and I can't, I look back and I can't recognize that person in many ways. But it's the best thing I ever did in my life. The best thing I ever did in my life, and that includes and I'm just going to be honest here. I mean, that includes getting married. That includes having a child. That includes, buying my first home and all of those things. And the reason I say that, Gary, is because, I would not be the dad I am today if I didn't take that step. I would not be the husband I am today if I didn't take that step. It's completely changed my life. Getting professional help. Yeah.
Thank you, Roland. And can you give some insight without going into full detail in regards to what was the cause that you didn't feel in a safe space? You wasn't safe with yourself.
Whew. Okay. Realistically, I think so. So let me put it to you this way. At the time, I thought it was my job. So I thought my job was too stressful, and I was just at that age where work becomes really stressful and then really hard, and life becomes hard. But in truth, what was it? Why was I there? It's because for me, I look back and I say I didn't do anything for myself. I had stopped doing anything for myself. I had stopped going for my own goals, having my own dreams,
Mm.
and really just valuing myself, if you get
Yeah.
what I mean. So I did everything society told me to do. Okay, I was a good husband, loyal husband, good dad, responsible man, good job. Built up myself financially, responsibly, and all of those things. But to be honest, I did nothing for myself. Yeah.
Mm.
So that's
Yeah.
probably why I was there.
Yeah.
Years and years of that.
So with that, Roland, what final advice or encouragement would you give to men out there who may be facing find themselves in a similar position?
I say reach out. And I start with that, but it's the hardest thing. Okay, and I want to be honest that it may feel hard to reach out, but reach out to someone and get the help that you need because you will not look back. I realize now I lived a half life. I lived a half life without getting help, and that's the truth. And again, I remind you, I had all the material things. So, what am I saying, Gary? I had the nice cars, I had the massive house, I had a happy marriage, I had a beautiful child, I got to go on holidays all over the world. But still, I say to you today, that was a half life because I couldn't be myself and I didn't even know who I was. So, yes, get the help because that's what you can get out of it. And that's what I got out of it.
Thank you, Ronan. Very much appreciated. And very finally, if anybody wants to get hold of you, you mentioned earlier that you're a life coach. What are your contact details?
Sure thing, Gary, no problem. I think the best bet is to get to my website. The business is called Dunamis Coaching, and the website is www.dunamiscoaching.co.uk. And how you spell Dunamis is Dunamis.
Okay, can you repeat that one
That's
more time, please? Spelling of Dunamis.
yeah. So that's Dunamis.
Okay. Thank you, Roland. Always a pleasure, and continue being you.
Cool. Thank you, Gary.